You got it on your mind, partner, get it off your chest. You got it on your mind, partner, get it off your chest. You got it on your mind, partner.
What it is, y'all, we back with another episode of the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. I'm your host, Terry. I got the fellas with me in the building. Do what y'all do, man.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy CJ. Get It Off Your Chest podcast. It's about to be a great one, man. Let's get it.
What's going on? It's your boy Rhino. Got another episode of Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Let's get it.
And y'all know how this go. We get shit off our chest, whether it's been a day, a week, a month, a year. How the fuck we feel like getting off our chest? We don't get off our chest because we really just don't give a fuck, right? We don't give a fuck. But as y'all can see, we got a special guest in the building, upcoming artist. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. So go ahead and take it away.
Yes, my name is Yocelyn Ali. I am from Kansas City, Missouri, from the Missouri side, from the east side of Kansas City.
East side.
Yes, 23rd Vanfront.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Kansas City. Will not be here forever. I'm planning to get up out of here for sure within these next few years.
Oh man.
I love the city. Don't get me wrong. I love the city, and it's a lot to stuff to love here, but it's hard to really get anywhere here. The support and everything is really like that's probably. I don't know if I'm supposed to be getting into that, but that's really the main thing I wanted to get off my chest.
This is your show. Whatever you want to say. Get it off your chest, off the rip. That's what you want to do. Say that then. It's a lot of artists that actually started here and left here. So it's
and I see that it's like a lot of people I do see who have like elevated and moved up to the next level. It's because they're not staying content and staying comfortable in the same spot. You know, don't get me wrong. It is artists in Kansas City who are moving up and elevating in Kansas City, but that's certain artists, and it's because those artists have certain things. One of those things are like being known or popular. They don't necessarily have to have good music. If you're known or popular or got money to do this shit,
people gonna fuck with you.
People gonna fuck with you. But it's like the artists who are truly talented are very overlooked because it is many people who are shining more of that light on the artists who are just more of like their friends and everything. And I say nothing is wrong with that. But then that also plays a part into when you are an artist that you have to look at who really are your friends, because you got shows, performances, studio time, all this, all that, and nobody. Not saying nobody's coming because I don't want to not show no appreciation to the girls and the people who have came. But it's like to have the people who I know I show my support and love to, it's like it doesn't get reciprocated, and it doesn't make me want to stop showing support and love. It just makes me want to limit it and show it to certain people and put it in certain directions.
But I think the guys can agree. It's the same with us. Podcast industry, I say industry because it is a business, but it being like so oversaturated, like we really just start finding out about other people in the state and that actually do podcasts. And then the ones that are closest to you don't really, I don't want to say promote, but they don't really push you like
they don't fuck with us.
They don't fuck with you like you would think they like
you would expect.
Yeah, like you would expect. But it's not no foul. It's just, maybe I don't know. I don't want to get into
and then that's just like me. I personally, because I started writing in middle school, but I personally didn't start taking music serious, like in the studio and paying for beats and doing all this extra shit until like probably 2 years ago. And so that's probably when I started to realize and see like how many other female artists were in Kansas City. Because at first, whenever I'm just doing poetry or spoken word or just doing my little freestyles on Facebook or whatever, it's like I wasn't really knowing how many other female artists it was. So I'm like, the few female artists who I did see, all they were rapping about was just like bullshit or other shit that wasn't really like meaning anything. But versus the freestyles that I was doing, I'm more of like the Mozzie beats and all of that. It was more of like the emotion
bars in there
that came in, and that come from poetry. So it's like I don't like calling myself a rapper. At the end of the day, I would say more of like I'm a lyrical artist, or I can forever be an artist or a poet. But a rapper, I just feel like the rap is when it's like the repetitive shit, the over and over. You're not talking really about nothing.
Yeah, and that's kind of hard for female artists to kind of break out of that bubble from the rest of like female artists that are actually in the industry. That's one of the things that is kind of hard.
I'm gonna say this. Like, I don't feel like it's the city itself. It's people in general.
Yeah.
People want to be part of the winning team.
Yep.
So if a whole bunch of people fucking with you, the rest is gonna come and fuck with you because they want to be part of the fucking winning
The
team.
winning team
That's
versus everybody going up together.
Yeah.
exactly that's what it is. It's like it ain't got nothing to do with the city per se. Like that's all right. Let me keep it real. Shout out to him, Two Gun, like Two Gun. Like wasn't nobody talking about him when he was locked up, but the minute he got out, everybody jumping up on him.
He should have been receiving that same support when he was
While he
in
was
there.
locked up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
What's crazy is he always been a dope artist,
He
bro.
always been hard.
Lyrics, like he is hard, bro. Like I fuck with him heavy. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is my homeboy put me on him, and then when I start hearing them, I was like, bro, this motherfucker can spit. And then
So
when
it's
he
like,
went-
why is he just now getting that love
Exactly.
and recognition? He's been that hard.
Exactly. Like for real, didn't nobody think he was gonna get out. But even y'all didn't, y'all still should have kept his name out there. You know what I'm saying? Because we like I hear it, I see this a lot. That KC don't show love to each other. And I'm
It
wondering,
don't. They would rather show love to like more, say, Little Baby City or the Baby or anybody who's more advanced
Already
or more
known.
already known, just to get that clout from that person versus helping their own people go up. Like, I don't understand it. Kansas City low key has so many celebrities inside of it itself,
Yeah.
from like fashion design to writing to dancers to all of that shit.
We
But
got
there's
some
no
dope
support.
dancers.
There's no promoting. There's none of that.
Yeah, we got some dope dancers, man. We got
So
a
it's
lot
like,
of it's a lot of creativity in Kansas
It's a
City.
lot of
it
talent.
really is. It
Yeah,
really
a
is.
lot of talent.
I've seen that within like this quarantine. I've seen within all of the businesses that started, and half the people that's actually starting to do stuff, they're taking advantage of their talents. And I'm like, where is this coming from? If everybody would have already been on that, Kansas City as a whole would have been up, and we would have already been like able to support each other because nobody would be just now trying.
Yeah. And I don't even think it's like the hating factor either. It's just that I think a lot of motherfuckers just don't know. Like, we didn't know how many people was actually in Kansas City doing a podcast until we got in that group. And then it's like, okay, now we see the ones that we need to reach out to. And like we always say, whoever fuck with us, we fuck with them. So
even in that group, a lot of people still don't post.
I know.
Like we do. Shout out to everybody love Ross. They do.
The ladies.
And then I see little shit here and there, but I don't see nobody on a consistent basis besides us two.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, and I preach this to my brothers all the time. Don't worry about the numbers. The numbers are gonna come. Keep doing you. Focus on the ones that fuck with you.
Yep.
That's my biggest thing, because it's
Those
like
are the ones, because you'll be surprised who really fuck with you. Those are the ones you're gonna keep pushing forward, and you're gonna keep you know what I'm saying, and eventually everybody gonna get with it, and
because
everybody
they're gonna see it.
gonna get on the team.
Yep. You'd be surprised who watching you low key and lurking.
Exactly.
You don't even know.
And that's honestly, I say that's why I don't really trip too much off of what's being said or any shared or really clout that I'm getting now, because I see low key who's watching. I see the views. I see all of this, all of that. Like, I see where's my shit is being played. I'm being able to see the streams. I know, like I said, I wasn't taking the music shit seriously. So no, I was not promoting myself as an artist before these past few years. I would say before Christmas this last year, that was when I dropped my first single, Get Money. That's when I started really promoting myself as an artist. And that's when I could say I started really pushing my shit and really like getting out there.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Okay.
Can I get my question out the way?
Go ahead.
All right, so I watched the YouTube videos, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Watch YouTube
Which one?
Damn near all of them. So the freestyles, everything. You be cutting up. But so how do you feel? Because I'm on YouTube slightly, and then we got the podcast that's on YouTube as well. So how do you feel? Like, what made you go to YouTube as an artist? Because I know going to YouTube as an artist is a little bit harder than like other types of content creation, like people that do like mukbangs and reveals and
stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, what really made me go to YouTube is because the freestyle beats, those are all of like So I didn't go to YouTube first. I went to Facebook first because that's really where majority of my views and everything come from is Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
But I get so many messages and comments like, where can I listen to your music to other than Facebook? And it's like, I know YouTube, sometimes you can play a video while you're riding in your car and you can listen
Mm-hmm.
to it. So I did that so much so more of my friends can have it to where they could listen to it in their car. Like, it's not all of my freestyles are on there. Certain
Right.
ones that are on there are certain ones that they necessarily ask me so they can listen to in their cars, because those are all copywritten beats, like
Right.
the Meg the Stallion, the Savage, and the Sex Talk. I can't go into the studio mix and master. I have the Sex Talk mixed and mastered for performance
Mm.
wise, but I can't post it on YouTube and do all of that because I don't want any
The copywritten shit.
copy
Yeah.
that shit coming to me. So that's why I put those videos on YouTube. But majority of my videos are mainly on like Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Do you feel like the views from YouTube is just mainly for your friends, or are you getting a little bit more love from other
Um,
individuals?
I'm starting to see a little more views that I didn't necessarily expect. And so
Yeah.
I do understand that YouTube is more of like a broad platform, because my little brother, he stays on YouTube. And one
Yeah.
day he came to me, he's like, you almost viral. I'm like, boy, what? I know I'm not. Like, what are you talking about? I'm looking at the video. It's like only 3 or 2 views on the video, but him seeing it on YouTube to him was like, she's viral. Like, my
Yeah.
sister's
Yeah.
viral. And just
Yeah.
like he's watching everybody else who's already viral on the same platform that he's watching me.
Yeah.
And so he's seen that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. My son loves that shit, yo. He loves that shit. Like Terriana be sitting here playing Fortnite with his friends. He's like, yeah, my dad streams. He streams all the time. Matter of fact, what's your game?
He's probably my biggest fan. He
Yeah.
starts Get Money from me. His voice is the one saying Get Money in the beginning of it. He actually is the one in there. He's in the studio. He knew the whole song before I did. I'm high and I'm trying to remember my verses. He's like, it's this. He's like, you said this. And I'm like, okay.
So what's crazy is, I'm gonna let y'all talk. Y'all shut up. Y'all just sit over there. What's crazy is we have started something on the show. You know, we got motivational Mondays and motivational Fridays. So would you say that he's your motivation? That's what really,
he for sure is my motivation.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
He for sure is my
appreciate that one.
He is.
Man. We got an artist on. Y'all, hey man, season motherfucking 2, episode 2.
He for sure is my motivation. He treats me like I'm already a star. And so I like, it's not necessarily like I have to do something big to make him proud or something, because he's already proud. He sees like at the shows and the performances, like he's like, oh, he treats me like I'm a celebrity. So I make him believe I am a celebrity.
You are a celebrity. You're a celebrity.
To him, we're superstars.
That's what I'm talking about. Say something, motherfuckers.
I am, bro. You kept me up last time, I'm talking
Sorry,
my shit.
I felt that here. You know, I felt
know
that
it's
here.
cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm talking my shit. So but nah, like I was saying,
whatever, nigga.
Like, you a shy person, and you know what I'm saying, you don't really be out here on the socials. I'm tell you, I was that same way. But what got me to start really getting out here and being active was Cuzzo. I seen not just Cuzzo, my brother too. I was seeing the way they was out on these socials moving, promoting every day, just promote. Whether they get a goddamn like or two, they didn't give a fuck about no likes. If you're gonna see me, you're gonna get annoyed at me.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind is seriously. So it's like if I'm in your face, you have no choice but to think about me, regardless if you're clicking on my song the first time you see it. You see it enough, you're gonna click on it.
Yeah.
You hear, or somebody else gonna click on it. Like, I get messages from girls who are like, I dropped this song on December 25th, and girls still send me videos like, I listen to this every day. I'm like, I don't even think nobody still was like thinking about it like that. But
it don't
I'm
matter.
Like,
it don't matter.
That shows me that it's beyond what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And shit like that to keep you going, because y'all would be surprised when me and Cuz in a bar and motherfuckers come up to us like, oh shit, man, I listen to your show all the time, bro.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't even live. Shout out to Supreme Beats Boxing. They live in Maryland. He talking about shit. I be planning for the work. Everybody at work be listening to y'all. Shit, we look forward to y'all on Fridays.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, shit, that shit meant so much to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, we gotta, well, cause we got something. We got to keep this shit pushing and pushing and pushing. Like I always tell them, don't worry about the numbers.
Nah.
Don't
Worry
worry.
about
That was my biggest issue. I felt like every video or every post I made regarding my music or my art needed the most likes or needed the most views, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not at all what it's about. I had to
Yeah.
shake out of that because it's like regardless if it's like 15 views, five of them views or some from somebody who showed five more people who probably can do something with that
That really
or
fuck
probably
with you though.
connect you from somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that
And it's
really fuck with
like I did it on I've been on Clubhouse recently a lot. And I was in a room
that. I
with
heard.
Clubhouse,
you. Y'all
man.
gotta tell
it's
me
an
about this.
app. It's a
Man.
networking app. It's honestly at
Oh,
first I was a little iffy about it because you can't see anybody. You can just hear, but that's
Right.
better because it's hard to focus on what somebody's saying when you can see them.
Yeah,
Sometimes
visual.
because you're paying more attention to their background or what they look like. Like they don't
Mhm.
sound like what they would look like normally. And so like y'all said. And so it's like that it's more of like on Clubhouse I was in there and I mainly go into the music rooms. It's like I just want to get any little exposure right now as an upcoming artist that I can get, and that app for sure has gotten me just a little bit exposure. I've networked with um Soundtrack Genius. He's a producer in Texas right now, but he has
Mhm.
produced a beat for NBA Youngboy and some other artists. And so he sent me a few beats, and so I have been working on them. In my next studio session, I'm gonna mix and master a song by him, and that will just give me some networking in his city because he gets radio plays and all of that, and it'll just get me out there where I want it to be. So I feel
Hell
like
yeah.
that's just a little step closer to what I wanted.
Well, this is the third time I done heard about this goddamn Clubhouse stuff. So I guess I gotta go check it out now. I'm gonna go
It's
check it out.
really good regardless of what you want for it. I'm on there for like meditating and like affirmations, like trying to set a goal for the day. Vendors, you can be on there literally for anything.
Are you big into that? Are you big into meditation?
Yes, I recently have gotten into that because I have been struggling like majority of my life for like mental disorder. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was 15 and
Okay.
anxiety. So it's like I have these moments where I let my emotions get the best of me and
Mhm.
I forget like it's okay sometimes to feel every emotion. Like it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be happy, it's okay to be mad, like because you have those emotions for a reason.
It's
So
okay to
it's
be
like
yourself.
yes, but so the meditation,
Damn.
it just makes a difference in me because I'll be like so pissed off and I'll be like, you know what? Just go meditate and just breathe. And it's crazy what probably 15 minutes of just letting your mind do what it needs to do for that 15 minutes. And then you're done. You feel
Definitely.
like a completely new person.
Well, one. I'll go
I
ahead,
can't
cuz.
remember which episode it was because we got a lot of them.
Mhm.
But go through our catalog. It's an episode where Cuzzo,
That's
Rhino,
what.
and
Yeah.
our boy
That's the
Blue,
audio.
and we
Yeah.
was talking about mental health.
And
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
anxiety.
And anxiety and what helped them. Listen to that because I learned a lot from them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Listening to that episode. So whenever you get a chance, any of y'all, whenever y'all get a chance, go listen to that, man. That shit is very resourceful and helpful because you never know. It's somebody going through the same shit you're going through.
And
Hmm.
you
You know?
never know. Like I honestly, that's why the mental health for sure to me is something that I try to make sure I have mine. I really take care of my mental health now
Yeah.
because like you said, you never know how many who do go to it. I've had cousins who I've realized are my family has told me like one of my cousins who I felt like I was closest to attempted suicide. And I'm
Mm.
like, that really hurt me because I'm like, I talk to her every day.
And
And
she
so
don't
for
seem like it,
and
right?
she didn't seem like it. I'm like,
Yeah.
so for me to not know that, it's crazy because she seemed more cool, but she's 17, and so whenever I was remember when I was 17, that's when my mental was really having the hardest time on me. And I
Hmm.
don't know if it's like just that age or being at home or like puberty or whatever it is. So I was just like, I know I had nobody in my ear at that time. So I try to really cling to her and really be close to her because I want to know like if your mind is messed up, I want you to know like that is not at all okay. And I want you to get it together. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
meditate, we're gonna calm. I've got her into the meditating. Now she's starting her own little makeup line and she's getting it together. I gave her something like to focus on.
Congratulations on
I
that.
try to get her to turn around. Like I tell her, like, focus on money. You have to find something that's important to you because I
Yeah.
realized whenever I was feeling down and wanted to not be here no more. It was because I really didn't have nothing to cling to. You know, I really felt like everything that I had was lost and my purpose was lost. You know, I lost my baby at 16. And so it's like a lot of me was really like devastated and I was hurt. And it was, I really had nothing to pay attention to. So it was like, knowing that now, I knew she had to have something that she could pay attention to, but not nothing that I could give to her, something that she wanted. She's into makeup. She loves makeup.
That's what's
I hate my voice sounds like it's cracking. That's
Nah,
irritating.
take your
But
time. Hey, them raps don't be sounding
she
like
loves
that,
she loves makeup, and so it's like I'm telling her, like, you know, you start your own makeup business. She does lashes, she does this and does that, and it made me proud to know, like, because I do hair in a shop, and in the shop, one of the workers, the owner, he was looking for a beautician, somebody who could do makeup and stuff, and I'm telling her, get your skills up, send me some work, and I'm gonna talk to him about getting you a spot in the shop.
You never know.
She started working, she got her skills up, and boom, she started being able to work in the shop. And then so I'm telling her, like, now she's moving on to getting she got her own brand name, her own vendors, her own everything now. And she's more focused and she's motivated. She's not sad. I'm telling her, we're focusing on positivity. Anything that's negative, you can give it whatever time that it's there, but once it's over, let it go. Don't put no more energy, don't reflect on it, don't go back to it, revisit it, or none of that, because you'll just be sitting in it.
I don't give negative energy no type of time.
None at all. And it's crazy because I've stopped so much negative shit. I literally be by myself just because people have so much negative shit going on around them.
And I want to commend someone. For one, I want to thank you for sharing that story with us, honestly. And I want to commend someone who has been through a lot, and we barely get to hear his story because he's so soft-spoken. He don't really talk to nobody. He's real selfish, you know, to himself. But he coming out his shell, man, and he's really been coming out his shell due to this podcast. So Rhino is one of the ones that really Rhino's story from how I'm gonna let him tell his story, but from how he lost weight is one of the things like a lot of people don't understand. Like, it takes a strong person to come out of their shell after what he went through. And I want him to start really sharing his story more in regards to that. Because for one, we went over with the show, like a lot of people suffer from anxiety. You never know who's going through what, because people face expressions will show a whole different person.
Yeah, and it's like I've had to, when you certain jobs you work or certain environments you're in, you have to put on this okay face when you're 100% not okay.
Yeah.
So people have mastered that.
We need that on the shirt. You put on this face when you're 100% not. We need that on the shirt. Get Off Your Chest podcast. Copy done. Right. Yes. But yeah, but
hold on.
You said you hold on real quick.
Rhino talking shit. Wait, Rhino.
Oh damn, he's gonna cut me off.
Yo, man, it's just, I mean, really something I don't really like to talk about is my weight loss, because I've probably said it too many times, but I am the selfish person, but here I go rambling again.
Nah, take your time, bro.
We calm down. Okay. Just my mouth itself, my mouth has got me into a lot of trouble. I lost a lot of people because it's the shit I say.
Hey, we're gonna talk about
that. Twitter.
I really try my hardest not to say the wrong things, and I always have that in my mind. But just listen to your story. I mean, how you came through it. I mean, it's inspiration to me.
Yeah.
It's inspirational to me to get better with my health and I'm not sure if I have a mental health. I've never been diagnosed with anything like that because I never.
And then the diagnosis, I feel like everybody, I don't feel like the diagnoses are too much exact or accurate, because they diagnose little kids with ADHD because they can't sit down and they're 4 or 5 years old. And it's like, you can't really diagnose that. So I feel like the diagnoses are what they feel like are showing signs of. But if you can sit and think and talk to anybody, everybody shows signs of depression at some point.
Yes.
So that's not really
a diagnosis. It's not.
It's not, but it's some people who yes have severe, but that's just all on their environment and the support system around them. So it's really just plays on who you have around you.
Yeah, and everything is a buildup, man. It's a buildup. Depression is a buildup. You don't just get depression overnight. It's a buildup of the actions that you've taken in your life that's starting to affect you now. Like you can't just be like, I'm gonna go to a doctor. They diagnosed me with this. They diagnosed me with that. No, nigga, I know I had anxiety because of the shit that I've been going through. Like,
Yeah, it's like
and the way
you're
my body is
traumatized.
changing. Like, come on, man. Jesus, you motherfuckers. Stop going to the hospitals. I'm going to a doctor for every goddamn thing.
Yes,
Hey,
please.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
go ahead.
I was because it's looked down in our community, but go talk to somebody. It ain't no wrong with talking to somebody.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
no,
about like
it's
a doctor,
talking
like
to
an
somebody
actual
for
doctor.
sure.
Yeah, you can go to a psychiatrist and go see.
Yeah.
You know, you have a person. You should have a personal psychiatrist.
But
You should
don't label yourself as that diagnosis, because for
Yeah.
so long
And
that's
this
really
shit
what
fucking
stuck with me.
crazy. God damn.
And the crazy, it was crazy to me because I was dying.
Can y'all give me 1 second? I'm gonna let my puppy out. He's like,
I got a
Go
puppy.
ahead, take
Give me
that.
1
Go
second.
ahead.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
was with that being said, when I found out that I had COVID and I have anxiety, right? The first thing popped in my mind was, bro, I'm about to die. Like I thought I was literally going to die.
Who
from
talked you out
COVID.
of it? Who talked you out of it? Yeah, I'm a break.
No, because that's real shit though. But it's like a lot of people don't have that person in their life to be like, you're fine because you said it. My wife said it. Everybody telling me, bro, you fine. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much, you ain't having too many. Like that's fine, but it's like at the same time in my mind, I'm thinking like, bro, I got COVID. Like not millions, thousands of people have died from this, and my anxiety's telling me like, damn, bro, like what if I wake up tomorrow and I'm gone? Like but that's one of them things that's just like, your mom plays a trick on you. And most of the doctors aren't telling you how to take care of yourself at home. The people that already had it are telling you how to take care of yourself at home. And that's fucking crazy. My doctor told me, shout out to Dr. Thompson. He told me, because he's more of a natural care doctor, he said, I don't recommend people going to the emergency room because they're more dangerous than you being at home taking care of yourself. Like that's crazy to me, man. That shit crazy.
When you caught that shit, what I tell you, I said you're gonna be straight because you've been on your vitamin, you've been on your health kick. I said,
Health
you
is
got
wealth.
nothing to worry about.
Health
You know
is
what I'm
wealth.
saying? Like every day, him in quarantine, you wouldn't even know that he caught it because he was just like this normal.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He was just like normal. It
That's
was
the only
crazy.
thing that fuck with me. Was
Everybody always say, "Oh man, this, that, and that." I'm like, he caught that shit in the place that he be at the most.
Fucking word.
My dad caught it at work too, and it's like working for elder people.
That's
And
even
so
more
it's like,
dangerous.
that is very dangerous because he was exposed to it. So there's no telling how many other people were exposed to it.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, I caught it before it actually came a thing. I caught that shit because everybody know me. Like everybody I fuck with know that when they have something, no matter who don't show up, I'ma show up.
Always there.
I support.
You're always there.
And when I had to cancel a few things, they was like, yeah, this something really going on with him because this motherfucker shows up to everything.
Yeah,
like when I tell you I was sick for the longest, like I was like, I ain't never felt that way. Like, and then everybody in the house caught that shit. Like it was just like we was all fucked up. Like we been sick, we ain't never been that goddamn sick.
Yeah.
But so that's how I knew. But then when they was talking about COVID and they was talking about this, then what happened with this, I was like, damn, nigga, I'm lucky to be alive because I got asthma.
Yeah, you do, nigga.
When I say I got asthma, I got real bad asthma. I got real bad asthma, and the fact that I came up out that shit, that's why I was like, damn, I didn't even know that shit was that serious until.
But you know what, cuz? You know what's crazy? That shit made me feel like I had asthma. Like I would, like when I get on the game with y'all and shit, I would get off because I had a fever, and then I couldn't like I could breathe, but my body was just like, bro, like you just need to rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when your body just shut down on you, like you've been going hard for 2, 3, 4 days, and your body just be like, hey, bro, chill. My shit was doing that every single day. Like I would get up, have so much energy, put the necessary stuff that I needed in my body. If y'all get sick or anybody gets sick, man, make sure y'all just drink smoothies, stay hydrated.
Man, take y'all vitamins.
The books I've started reading actually If I wish I would have had them years ago, because the books I read actually give so much knowledge on just the woman's body and how to take care of it, and the natural herbs and the natural things you can do just for your own body's healing. And whenever I was, it's called The Sacred Woman, the book that I'm reading, and it tells about
Give it to him.
how that, the womb of a black woman, whenever you go to a hospital and anything with the reproductive system, their first go to is a hysterectomy. And that's what I had whenever I went to the hospital when I was 16 and I lost my baby. They went and they performed a partial hysterectomy on me and removed one ovary and a fallopian tube. And it's crazy to read in that book that that's always going to be the first thing that they do whenever it is an African American woman. And they say like it's to stop the reproduction levels of that, because it's weird, because I was like, they're telling me things that I could have done to naturally heal the cyst on my ovaries, or things that could have been done to naturally heal the illness that was wrong with me. And so it's like, to know that they didn't inform me of that, their first thing or their first go-to was, all right, we're just going to do surgery and take out half of your reproductive system. Is like ridiculous.
You know what?
So I'm not too big on going to the hospitals, only when
Yeah.
like my pain
Yeah.
is really unbearable, and I like, because I get sick sometimes until where like I'm throwing up and I can't like eat or drink anything. So I will get dehydrated to maybe need IV fluids. That is the only time I go to the hospital, is if I need IV fluids.
And is that an effect from that, or is it just
That is from that, because that does make like my monthly every time. It just makes it very hard for me. So every month for a week, either I'm on bed rest or in the hospital for a week, just because now I have scar tissue in my body, and so now my body is reacting to the scar tissue growing on the lining of my uterus, and so it's just a lot.
it sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
It sounds like a lot.
It
I couldn't
is.
imagine what you went through, like losing a child at 16, because I have 3 and they yelling right now. But just that situation alone, and you still pushing and doing what you need to do in regards to bettering yourself, loving yourself. You're doing meditation. You're doing everything you need to do in order to love yourself. And it's crazy because it's Valentine's Day, and a lot of you motherfuckers ain't got a Valentine's, and y'all just sitting there like, man, I wish I went. No,
So you make
love
love to
yourself
yourself.
first,
Yes.
man.
This morning when I got up, I logged on to my foster care training, and I completed the last few trainings that I needed to get done for that. And so I decided to make love to my passions this morning. So I
Say that
finished my
again.
training and
Say it again. No, hold on. Say it again. Did you hear what you just said?
No, that's what I'm saying. Hold on, because it's more to
Drunk
that.
Man
It's more
Sundays.
to that. It's more to that.
Mhm.
Let the people know what you got in the works.
Okay. Yes, that's also something I wanted to talk about too. So, I mean, with that, as you said, like children is like my biggest passion. I was a preschool teacher for 2 years. I am working right now, like I just said, to get my foster care license. My mother is a foster mother, and my grandmother is a foster mother. They've been in the foster care business for over 20 years. And so I've been able to see like firsthand the love of the child, like how it makes a difference of them coming in from somewhere they weren't really loved, and how it makes a difference for you to go ahead and love them and just do different stuff for them. And I also, with that, I want to go ahead and get my degree in early childhood education so I can open up my own childcare facility and actually be able to license and homeschool the kids that I do get for the foster care. And that's also why the mental health was something I wanted to bring up today, because in the training they talk about that a lot. They say like, a lot of the kids in the child care custody they are on medication, but they don't need it. It's like a lot of that could have been prevented with like non-pharmacological treatment, with like therapy, counseling, talking to them, actually giving them coping skills. I've been working at home healthcare jobs and group home with people who have behavior issues, people who act out and do everything just for attention, people who say literally 1 second they're gonna kill themselves and have knives up to your throat or somebody else's throat, and you can calm them down by counting to 10 or doing some coping skills just because they're labeled with these things. And it was crazy because the last home health care job I worked at, one of the clients we had, she was diagnosed with one of the same things they diagnosed me with, which was bipolar disorder. And I'm like, if I can manage, and she was the same age as me, if not a few years older. I'm like, if I can manage, the only reason she is acting out like this is because of the medication they have her on, or
Yeah.
because of the way they are treating her. Because she literally would be like doing, I'm not going to go in too deep into it, but it would be like the most. And I'm like, it's really more of their doing than her. Because whenever I would talk to her and I would just make her, my goal was to make her feel more of like a normal female. You are my age and you know that, so I want you to feel as close to me as possible. We sit, we talk, we listen to music. She know I write music, so I let her write her little songs. We write little songs together. I painted her toenails, dyed her hair, all of that. It was just more of the stuff that that the staff wouldn't do, because she is a client and their staff. I stepped more out of that staff zone to make her more comfortable with that.
Hey.
And so yeah, but I know I gotta kind of got off topic with that. I'm high. I'm high, so I start rambling. I'm high, so I start rambling, but
get it off your chest.
Don't hold bar here. Get that shit off your chest. You talk about it.
Just to let everybody know, though, a diagnosis and medication, that's drugs.
That is,
you're taking drugs. It's supposed to make you feel some type of way. And I'm gonna tell y'all a quick little story. When I was going through anxiety, I was diagnosed with a lot of not diagnosed, but I was diagnosed with anxiety, and I was prescribed Drunk Man Sunday. I was prescribed a lot of drugs, and all the drugs that I was prescribed with were anxiety medications. I didn't take not a one. And it's because that's a drug, man. You're putting something into your body to make you feel a certain type of way. I refuse.
So you'll never be normal. When can you ever feel normal if you have something in your body to balance your emotions?
I refuse to take any type of drug unless we smoke some of that green.
I would say I will take drugs on my own. I'm taking drugs.
Self-medicate. Can I self-medicate?
There we go. I will self-medicate.
Give you drugs and these names of shit that you ain't never heard of, then you read. What really got me, for one, you can't give somebody with anxiety a drug that says, oh, could cause possible this or possible this. I read every description and I didn't take it because of every description I read.
Like, ain't that gonna make you freak out even more?
That's what I was just, that's gonna raise the anxiety.
Come on, man. They're doing it backwards. But a lot of people do take these medications and it make you feel some type of way. And it can cause long-term problems, not just within like your thought process, but your body physically. Like this shit can cause, nigga, if I can't get hard.
It's a wrap.
Talk to me now.
I'm dead.
Take that.
It's real shit, man. These are drugs that they're giving you with a certain amount of dosage to make you feel some type of way, man. Self-medication is the best way. Your mental state, you can meditate. You can talk to somebody that will help you have clarity of what's going on with yourself. You don't have to go to these doctors that's just trying to get a check, because there's a lot of them out there that are just trying to get a check.
Yeah, they are.
Even if you have COVID, they still trying to get a check.
I don't want to get down to conspiracy shit.
No, get into that shit.
No.
Because it is. It's a big ass conspiracy.
I want to say this about the mental health in kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I'm gonna tell you one thing that can help. It may not prevent it, but it will help.
Yeah.
These children with mental, it's love.
It will. Just let them.
Love from your parents. Love, like that love.
That's really where it starts.
That love alone can help them. So they won't have to act out for attention. So they won't have to do this and they won't have to do that. That love from your parents.
My mother told me something that I truly believe. My mother told me that your relationship with your father will determine your relationship with men in your life, and your relationship with your mother will determine your relationship with women in your life. And I truly believe that. I really do.
That's strong.
Honestly, I do.
That's
believe
strong.
That's
strong. I love the hell out of my mom.
Man,
I ain't never been no mama's boy, but I love the hell out of my mom.
I'm such a daddy's girl. I really am. I'm such a daddy's girl. That's
good, because that's good. Like when the father is in a daughter's life, men could tell. Like the way a woman moves, like her daddy was in her life. Kind of
Mhm.
play this differently than when the daddy ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Because when they daddy is in their life, nigga, you better bring your motherfucking A game. Or you ain't.
And
I miss daddy. I ain't
Hey,
gonna say
and
that
it's crazy.
daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like she had a male role model in her life that look, baby, you don't settle for less and get. I'm gonna tell you
mhm.
then the third about these dudes, and then they
Yeah,
see coming from a mile away, like so you
They
gotta really
do.
bring it to them to make them believe, and then when you do, you can't lose them.
yeah.
And at first I was a little against that. Like, I mean, because my dad, he went to prison when I was 15. And he was gone for 5 years. So a lot of my dating that I did within that time was more out of me just being desperate for that affection from the
Mm-hmm.
male that I just lost. And so it was me clinging to guys who really didn't necessarily have my best interest or care for me. And whenever he would hear about it, because my family made sure they reported everything to him, I'm trying to figure out if they called him or he called them
Like
because
they should though.
he,
Like they should.
and I'm glad they did because I mean, we did have a point where I was engaged too when he was in prison. I was engaged when I was 17, and it was a guy who was the very first guy who I ever dated when he first went to prison. I moved out of my mom's house with him into his parents' house. He was just very abusive and just like not
Oh man.
mentally okay for me. And it was just like only because I felt like I loved him. I had that whole love in my mind. I'm like, I love him. I love him. I wanted the marriage thing to write that whole fairy tale thing to work out. But my dad was like, he's like, first of all, no man in his right mind would try to marry you while your father's in prison. No man that's like
Mm.
truly that has no respect for you or me as your father would try to marry you while you're in prison because
Talk
I
to him.
haven't met him. I don't know him, but you think you're gonna marry my daughter? And I was
Mm.
at first, I'm like, well, that's been a little bit dramatic. Like, I of course you're gonna meet him when you get out. That'll be like 2 or 3 years from now. And a
Yeah.
lot can happen within 2 to 3 years when you're married with somebody, when you're legally married with somebody. And so I'm kind of glad that, I mean, that necessarily didn't go through, but I'm glad it didn't. But I regret like the words that me and my dad did have at that moment because I felt like I was just being more of like a brat and just
Yeah.
not really understanding where he was coming from. But after that, I did come to the understanding that if anybody can tell me about a man, it's going to be him
Yeah. The,
because
the
he
the
was
misunderstanding of
because he
tradition is
was a young
crazy.
boy himself.
Yeah, man. Tradition. A lot of don't nobody really go about tradition nowadays. This is 2021, but it's a lot of tradition that's been broken because of the situations and not, people not, of course, a lot of people not having a father and growing up with their dad, but the ones that do, man, dads know, man. You better talk to me before you make that proposal, or
And
talk to me
that's
after you make
and
that
I love
proposal.
that now. My dad, he's my best friend. Again, like before he went to prison, growing up, that was literally like my best friend. And so now
That's
it
what's up.
really broke my heart to lose him for those 5 years. It was like the strongest time for me. That's really when my mental was really doing the most. But now that he's home, it's like he's my best friend. We go out, we go to the club together. When I was working at the bar, he was my security guard. He came down there every day. He would be more of like a security guard than so much on the parental role because he understands like I'm grown, I'm 22. And so you're gonna understand there are men sitting here talking to me. He was being understanding with that, but if he ever seen anybody getting out of line or doing too much, that's when he would brush
Disrespectful.
up and
Right.
let him know. And it's like I love it because he's so like understanding. I could sit and go and talk to him about anything now. Any guy who I do meet or talk to now has to meet him. And you
Oh
have to be
yeah.
willing to be comfortable enough to sit in a room for him for over 30 minutes because that's not enough time for him to read through you.
So
And that's you know
go
what,
ahead, Kat.
hey, cuz, you know what? Shout out to him. We see,
Oh, hey,
yo,
That is,
that
he's
we need
management
more of
as
that.
well.
Like,
He is
that
management
bothers me
as
so much
well.
of a bad motherfucking rap. You know what I'm saying? I love to hear shit like that, man. You
hell
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man.
Like you damn right protect your goddamn daughter from these knuckles.
These knuckles.
These
He's
knuckles.
literally like the
You know what
best.
I'm
He is management as well. And so
Yeah.
he's like the
saying?
biggest supporter I have when it comes to my music. He makes sure he's like promoting me on his Instagram and the little viewers that he do get. He gets me on like any challenge that he sees he want me to do. He got me on Dreecy's page. He's like, do her challenge and get some Instagram views from her. I recorded the challenge and I posted it. I tagged her in and he sent her to it. And it was him sending it to her, which made her post it. And so
Hell
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, like he's actually doing the promoting, he's doing the looking for beats, he's scheduling and doing all this extra. He is the one to thank for getting this avatar made for me.
I see that.
He reached out and got that made for me. So he does his job. I really appreciate him.
Yeah, that's why you having dinner with him tonight.
That's
That's
so
the whole
cool.
point.
That is why I'm
He
having
get
dinner.
that
And he
Valentine's
always
dinner. Pops
he's
deserve
made
it, man.
Valentine's Day so special for me. So it's kind of like he set the standard high for guys. Like there's nothing a guy really. I mean, don't get me wrong, little sweet shit is still cute to me. I love the little simple shit. But my dad
Yeah.
has bought me a bear every year for Valentine's Day.
Shout out to Pops, man.
Roses every year for Valentine's Day. So it's kind of like you gotta do a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
You gotta do a little bit more than that if you're not Pops.
Well, I hope he approve of the Get Off Your
No,
Chest podcast. Hope he approve, Pop. We
Hey,
ain't
girl,
pushing no buttons
He's
too far.
listening. I told him I would be doing a podcast, and he asked me earlier if I did it yet. So he will for
Yeah.
sure be listening.
Oh man,
Shout
shout
out
out
to
to Pops,
him,
man.
man.
Make sure. I hope he make it all the way through the season.
Right.
Man, shout out to Pops, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love that type of shit, bro. Like
You
I
gotta
said,
appreciate it, man. You
bad
gotta
rips,
respect
like
that.
we ain't in our children. But what's crazy is a lot of the stories I be hearing about black men. I be like, I can't relate because all the black men I know, they ain't their kids
They
like
ain't
whether they
man.
with the mother or not. They ain't their kids like.
It's just like
So
that
I
half
can't
that's
relate.
not and the half that is.
Yeah.
But
And
the
it's
half that's not is the only one that really gets the recognition. They get so bashed on. It makes everybody look like they're not doing their job.
yeah. I did that same thing with my pops and my step pops. I was looking at them, growing up, you go through a lot of hard shit because you're a teenager. For one, it's hard to deal with a goddamn teenager. Like, let's be real. It's hard to deal with a teenager. But now that I have one of my own, it's like I really respect and understand where they was coming from when they was dealing with me. Because I wasn't an easy motherfucker to get along with. Wasn't easy to get along with. So
I
it's like
wasn't.
for them that went through that shit, man, I respect them so much now. I look up to them so much now, and I really also respect what they used to tell me because I use it now on my children. So it's like you gotta respect it, man. So the fact
for
that he's
sure have
there
so
and he's
much
doing that, he's
respect.
protecting you, but he's protecting you with respect. That right there just says a lot. Like that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I for sure have so much respect for my parents now. Just thinking back on, like you said, I wasn't the easiest growing up. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like the fact that they still managed, and there's so many other parents that just decided to, up and leave kids or do whatever. And it's like, even though I did move out of my mom's house at 15 when my dad went to prison, I moved out with a guy. And so whenever that fell off and I was needing to go back to her, she still welcomed me back with open arms. And it
That's
was
what's
like,
up.
it was never her not wanting me thing. So I do appreciate my parents for that.
Hell yeah.
They did their job.
So Rhino, you've been a little quiet over there, man. What's going on with you, man?
Get off your
You better
chest.
turn up. What's going on with you over there, man?
We already get cussed out. Y'all don't even be letting Rhino talk.
I don't never let Rhino say nothing.
That's got a lot
Yeah,
going
that
on
shit,
in my
nigga.
mind right
Talk
now.
your
But
shit.
She done shared the most with us today, man. Like
Yeah,
what you got to talk about? Because you,
inspirational. I
yeah,
just
man.
need
I see you over there listening.
I come from the same background as I come from the same background as y'all. I mean, not mostly, but I have family who has always been there, but
Mhm.
I also am a mama's boy. I love my mom to death. And
Get it
it's
out,
just
brother.
not here today. But not straight up. Oh man.
Hey, man.
I'm just excited for
Love my
Valentine's
mama.
Day, guys.
Mama.
Baba.
Nah, really. I'm excited for Valentine's Day. I actually get to celebrate it this year.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
And
Hey, man.
it's
His
supposed
little
to,
dog right next to him. They better have a good time.
Hefe.
Hey, before we let's shout out to the
Nah,
real parents
before
that's
we
out
get
there,
off,
yo.
hey, let the people know where they can find you, baby.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram at 3_ Yocelyn or my hair page at Locked by Ali. I'm on Snapchat at JO_finessing. Facebook is Yocelyn Ali, and Dundada Ali. I have like 3 Facebook pages because Facebook want to block me
Oh,
every
snap.
time I get spicy. So it's irritating. But yeah. Yeah, I got new music coming out. Facebook will be dropping depending on how soon I can get that cover done.
Let them know about the
next
show you got
month.
coming up. Let them know about the show.
No, I have a show coming up on the 26th of February.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
actually gotta get the details more for it, but it will be. Let me see.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
That's
I'm
a Friday, right?
Yes, it
when she get the
is.
details,
Okay.
she gonna send it to us, and we're gonna make sure we post it.
Well, cause
Yes, I'm gonna get the
we might have
details.
to pull up to the show, cuz.
Hey, I'm gonna have to
Come
get up there. That
support.
motherfucker got a
We gotta pull
mic.
up to the show, cuz. Right, we gotta show that support.
Hey,
We
but
gotta pull up to the show, cuz.
You know what
Come
I'm saying?
support.
Rhino can't pull up, he's in Cali. But we about to pull up to the show.
no.
Hey,
Before we get out of here, girl, you got flow straight up. I love your music.
She be
Thank
spitting
you,
like a
thank
mother. She
you.
got
You flow as
bars,
fuck,
man.
Thank you.
Straight
More
up.
to come. More to
Listen,
come.
for one who watches a lot of battle rap, you
And that's something I don't really. I get a hard time with freestyle. I can only freestyle if I'm drunk. I have to be like in it, like and on some silly shit to
but
freestyle.
it's different though.
No.
Like like I think you stepped away when I said it the first time, but a lot of women are stuck in that genre of the whole Meg the Stallion,
And I try not to do that. I try
Nicki
not to do
Minaj.
that.
Yeah, and you sound
That's so
completely
sexy.
different from that. And like that's
But you
one
know
thing that
what's
I really
crazy?
respect because like you got bars, like actual
But you know
bars.
what's crazy?
Those
you
who know
and-
what bars are, because none of you motherfuckers don't know what bars are.
Hey, cuz,
Damn.
but you know, like, what's her name from No Limit? Me X and Me X.
Mia,
She's
Mm.
cold as
She
fuck.
cold in a mother.
Cold as fuck.
Right? They
That's
like they
before
don't
a lot of you millennials
like
time
they
though.
do because they be like niggas be like, I don't want to hear that shit from no woman.
You're
You know what I'm saying? But they really hard. Me X is hard as a
Mia X was hard.
When I first
spitting,
started
yo.
taking the rapping seriously, some of the guys that I was rapping with, they told me take some of the rough around the edges gangster out, be more a little bit
I
seductive.
Oh,
And your
man.
thing, and then I did, and then once I started doing that, it's more of like you don't gotta be so like this in every song or like this in every song. So it's like I don't necessarily want to make music for I do, but I don't want to make music for the people. It's hard
Yeah.
for me to make a song that I'm not feeling. My songs come from my emotions, and
Exactly.
so whatever I'm feeling at the time has to be feeling. Whenever I'm feeling nasty, then I'll make a nasty song. But it's like you can't expect me to be back to back to back to back, just be freak nasty songs. Like that's not
But
how it goes.
you know what's crazy? A lot of the people that say that shit, they haven't never had like writer's block. Like they don't understand that writer's block is a thing. Like that's
That shit
actual
is real.
thing. Like
It
I
yeah.
say
is
this.
When you
real.
start taking in consideration what people want, that's what takes you
I
into
say
that.
this. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah, do your
Fuck with
thing,
those
man.
who fuck with you. Don't change up just because, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna
You
tell you
need
like
to
this.
make
They're
some
gonna be knocking at
sexy
your
shit.
door.
Shut the fuck up.
They're gonna be knocking at your door, wanting you to turn this way and that way. If you don't feel comfortable with it, tell them fuck that. I'm gonna bet on myself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So do what you build. Do
You
what you
never go wrong
what's
betting
best
on
for you.
yourself.
You know
Fuck
what I'm
nah.
saying?
You
Do
never
that.
lose betting
You
on yourself.
motherfuckers. Y'all always trying to judge somebody. Make your own. Be creative on your own. Most of the motherfuckers that probably told you some shit like that ain't got shit to do. They got nothing to do with they self. What you doing? Nothing. About to go buy me some wigs.
Hey,
Fuck up.
hey, cuz, but next time we're gonna have her in person.
Right,
We're
don't
gonna
laugh
open
at
her
me.
up a little bit more. We're gonna open her up a little bit more.
I'm not gonna lie. It is just like a little.
No,
I don't know, like
She only this cool because we ain't in person due to the Kansas City weather. You know this.
but you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I
But, hey,
respect it.
next
Miss
time,
Ali, she done shared a lot of deep
hey,
shit
man,
with
I
us, man.
appreciate it. I
That's what we
appreciate it.
love.
for
Fuck.
sure.
Yeah, that's respect,
For
man.
sure.
We love that. You know, gave a lot of perception.
Yeah,
And I
that's
hope
right.
I hope
Real.
a lot of women take in what you
Please,
said
please do.
because you said a lot. And it's like it takes a lot for you to come on here with random niggas like you don't really know us.
Hey,
To tell us some
but you
shit,
know
give us
that's
some
what's so
details.
good about us, cuz.
And I feel like that's kind of what it really has to be. Me wanting to call myself an artist now, I have to be comfortable
Yeah.
with that. I have to be comfortable with introducing myself and letting myself be known to people who are actually in different parts of the industry just
Mhm.
to get more comfortable. Like this was like my first podcast actually that I've ever been on.
We got
And
another one.
it's actually it's not my first Zoom call. The only time I do Zoom is through work. So it's like I'm not too big on how my face is looking
Yeah.
on this Zoom right now.
Hey, you chilling. I hope we made it comfortable for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
y'all did. So it
we
did.
definitely enjoyed you being
We
on.
did because you know what I'm saying. I love shit she was saying. She was like, "Man, these niggas cool." We
We all chilling, man.
That's how I know. That's how like I said, cuz we got some of this, motherfuckers.
Like we always say, if you want to promote yourself, promote your brand.
Please
the
do.
show.
sure.
It's free publicity. We're not getting paid for this. We're doing this shit.
And
for
I
each other.
appreciate it. I appreciate the
Yeah.
We just do it
opportunity.
for the love for now.
And I like that background.
For now.
Yeah. But
That I
y'all
feel
let
that
know.
because I do everything for love for now.
Yeah, for love. Like you got a cool energy, man. Like we feel that cool energy, man. Like we appreciate you being on. Even though it's Drunk Man Sunday, I'm a little slurred. But we good.
Bump it.
We
It's
still
good.
Gucci, man. We had a great show. Like you shared the most with us. Like I hope a lot of these motherfuckers get on here and actually watch the show. If you stuck to the end of the show, put Miss Ali in the comment section.
Please do.
Miss
And
Ali
go
in the
check her
comment
music
section.
out, man. Go
Check
check her
music
page
out.
out. Go
She's
like,
a
comment,
dope ass
subscribe.
freestyle artist. Can we break down what freestyle really means? Because I think a lot of people begin to misconstrue nowadays. Tell them what freestyle really means.
To me, freestyle is not when you just off the top playing a beat and you're being recorded. That's live. To me, that's when that's live. Because my mind, I do freestyle, but my mind is like I will think of 12 bars at one time and I cannot say them all at once or write them all down at once. So I gotta pause the beat or rewind it and then rewrite it. But it's still like a freestyle to me. Just because it's written, it doesn't make it not a freestyle.
A freestyle is something that's random. It's topics that are random. It's not like you sticking to one genre of rap. It ain't like you getting on somebody track and it's a club track and you spitting about club tracks. Clip the Fiend, nigga.
We're gonna talk about freestyles, nigga. I'm one of the motherfucking coldest freestyle artists there it is. And I mean, this nigga can freestyle. This nigga can freestyle, man. Shout out to my little brother, bro.
Shout out to D, man. D,
Don't
he don't rap
like,
no more, but that nigga
he don't rap no more. But like, you can throw any random topic at him, and he gonna freestyle about it. I mean that shit. You know
really
what I'm saying?
And I love
that
shit like that.
You know what's crazy? Growing up, this nigga used to study the dictionary to come up with new words for his rap. That's why I said, bro, you was ahead of your time.
Have y'all heard have y'all ever seen the guy? I know it, y'all probably have because it's older, but have y'all ever seen the guy, the Dundada on YouTube? The one who he like taps his pins. He makes his own beats while he's making the song or while he's rapping or whatever.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him, but I didn't know his name. When he like fresh out of jail or something, when he was making videos. Yes.
And so that's who I was listening to whenever I was in middle school, like writing my poetry. So if anybody who I could say I didn't want after rapping, it was him.
Do you watch battle rap?
For sure. Not really. I'm not too big on the battle rap. Not too much of it.
The battle rap scene, I fucks with the battle rap scene heavy. Not as heavy as I did like a couple years ago, but I really fucks with it heavy. It's
Cyphers like more of my thing.
He says, ciphers.
Ciphers. I love ciphers. Like letting people go back and forth, like talking they shit. That's what I like. Like versus the battle rap, the artist going against the artist. I don't really necessarily like too much of that.
I listen
because nobody really giving bars.
That's what I listen to. I listen to it for the bars, like the mainstream URL battle raps. That's what I mainly watch. Like I've been watching that for years, and it's like if you want to go there for like entertainment, the bars, the there's no beat, but the back and forth, like that's what I go for. Because I feel like most of the industry shit now, it's catchy, but it's not music. It's not substance. Yeah, there's no substance in it. Everybody making the same tracks. Everybody talking about money and hoes. Like I'm an R&B nigga. Take me back to 90s. 90s R&B, I'm good. But everything else is like, man, y'all trying too hard. And y'all making the same songs.
Yes. And it's like, for what? They don't really have a meaning or a purpose in the song.
For clout. That's pretty much what I feel like it's for. It's just for clout. Let me get famous off of something that everybody else is doing. And let me do it too. That's what I feel like. Welcome back, nigga. We gonna close it out, man. We gonna close it out. Is there anything else that y'all want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Man, I want to say this, goddamn it, because we didn't get to do it earlier. Man, look, go to the blackgen.com and hit that / off your chest for the 10% discount.
10%. I was gonna do it, cuz damn.
Look, Junior, we ain't forgot about you, bro. We fuck with those who fuck with us, man. So make sure y'all go to the blackgen.com. And man, I want to thank Miss D for coming through.
Thank you.
Talking her shit, swallowing spit, getting it off her chest. Man, make sure y'all go and salute, you know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to the queen, man. Listen to her music, man. Get in that comment section, let them know that get it off your chest. Sent you, man. Man, go fuck with her, man. Y'all fuck with us, y'all fuck with her, man.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Rhino.
First of all, shout out to all of our supporters, and thank you. It's Yocelyn Ali for coming on the show. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I'm sorry if I do.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. Thank you for coming on the show, sharing your inspirational story, and just going deep into it. Like, I'm really speechless right now. I can't go deeper than that because I am a deep person, but
feels deep.
Deep. But shout out to Organically Awkward for having me on the show. We're gonna get you on here. And also we're gonna have my boy Dennis Perez, dope ass photographer, on the show on Wednesday.
Yes,
and that's it. Happy Valentine's Day, boo.
Right. Miss Ali.
You want to shout people outside to Rockstar. Rockstar will be on the show Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? We try to get it last
Y'all
Wednesday.
motherfuckers doing shout outs. We could have did this separately. This is about Miss Ali, man.
Shout outs and shit. So
no, this look, for one, Miss Ali, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
No, I just want anybody that did listen to the Today Show to just take care of their mental health, make sure that they are paying attention to them and themselves around and the people around them, and just know that it would mean a lot just to check on people randomly, because you never know what people are going through. Stop.
Well, I appreciate your story. I appreciate everything that you share with everybody. We're gonna definitely have to have you back to hear a little bit more of your story. I want to get a little bit more in depth with you a little bit, if that makes sense. Fuck these niggas. We're gonna have to do something a little different. We gotta do something a little different. I want a one-on-one with her. Fuck y'all. We're gonna have to one-on-one.
Hold on.
What?
Motivational Monday or Friday. There you go, right there.
Motivation. I'm gonna have to have you on one of the motivationals if you if you got some time. It's only like 10-15 minutes, however you want to do it, but I'll talk to you more on that. Her links will be in the description below. If y'all want to contact her, hit her up, listen to her music, listen to her freestyle. She's crazy. A lot of the shit that we missing in this time, y'all may want to go over there and listen to her. Like, real shit. Of course, shout out to theblackjit.com. I was gonna do that because thank you. Off your chest, 10%, motherfucker. But make sure y'all hit us up, man. Get Off Your Chest podcast everywhere. Hashtag that Get It Off Your Chest podcast everywhere, because we are everywhere. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's been a crazy show. And yeah, man, we love y'all, man. Tune in, share the video, and we out. Get Off Your Chest podcast. Me, Rhino, CJ, Miss Ali. We appreciate y'all. And we out of here.
You got it on your mind, partner, get it off your chest. You got it on your mind, partner, get it off your chest. You got it on your mind, partner, get it off.